Okay guys, here's a stat. The average Canadian household has only $850 in savings. Here's another stat. The average Canadian household owes 170% of their disposable income. So for every dollar that they make, they owe $1.70. Okay, now today we're going to discuss 5 steps you can make today to become more financially secure. Number 1, write down your top 3 priorities. To start, write down everything that comes to mind when you think about your finances. This could include saving for your next vacation, sending your kid to college, getting out of credit card debt, or figuring out how much you need to save to purchase your first rental property. Write down all of it. Certain things may be super specific, while others might be more general. Once you've everything written down, go back and read through the list. Chances are you probably came up with more than you thought. You may be feeling overwhelmed at this point. Don't go and do something else and say you'll come back to it. Think about each thing that you wrote down and come up with your top 3. No more, no less. Okay, now you have your top 3. Good. Now focus on these 3 things and work to make progress on them by putting together a plan to make them happen. Also look at the progress of the plan each week with your partner and reevaluate what needs to be done to stay on target. By just focusing on these 3 things, you can feel a lot more confident in your ability to make progress. Number 2, talk about your financial priorities with your significant other. If you're in a relationship, it's important to be in sync when it comes to finances. Money is the number 1 reason that couples separate, so it's critical that you and your partner are on the same page and work as a team to achieve the same goals. So as soon as you can, sit down and ask each other the following questions. Number 1, where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years? Number 2, what do you see as your biggest expense in the next 6 months, year, or even longer? Number 3, what do you envision for retirement? Do you want to retire in the next 5 years, 10 years? Number 4, do you like our standard of living now? And what would need to change? Number 5, how do you feel about our financial situation? And be completely and brutally honest here. Some of these questions may not feel directly tied to personal finance, but they're all important. For example, it's unlikely that most couples in their 20s ask each other about retirement, but it's actually extremely important. If one of you is fine with retiring to a simple life, while the other wants to travel the world or live in an exclusive golf course, you need to talk about that and what needs to happen to make that happen. I'm sure many of you have never had these types of discussions with your partner. That's okay, but starting today, make it a topic of conversation once a week, and at the same time, you evaluate your top 3 goals. These questions don't have a right or wrong answer, but hopefully you'll start to feel more comfortable talking about money with your significant other now that you're both a team working towards the same goal. Number 3, buying needs versus wants. Before you make any purchase, ask yourself whether that is truly a need or if it's a want. No, you do not need a cup of Starbucks every morning. Once you start thinking in this mindset, you'll start spending less money. One nice cup of coffee each week won't break the bank, but one $5 coffee every day ends up being over $100 a month and over $1,200 a year, and that's just your cup of coffee. Number 4, create buckets for your money. After reading The Richest Man in Babylon, I started creating buckets for my money. First bucket is for necessities like mortgage, groceries, utilities, etc. The second bucket is for things like travel, clothes, eating out. And the third bucket, and probably the most important, is the investing bucket. Here I put a fixed percentage of my income for investments. Number 5, smile and have fun. Finances isn't a super fun topic for most people. It requires being completely honest with yourself, sacrifices, delayed gratification, which is hard especially when your friends are having a good time on vacation or on the beer garden in the summer. However, I can promise you it is worth it. You just have to stay the course and remember why you're doing it. I hope this information helps. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below or feel free to subscribe to be notified of when new videos are uploaded. Thank you.